Well, hello there, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching this. And anyone watching this, make sure you tell your mom Happy Mother's Day. I can only tell my stepmom that because my mom died back in 1999. So Happy Mother's Day to my mom. I salute you. I salute all moms. Thanks for being a mom. Okay, and what I'm going to talk about today is 5 books. 5 books. Because you know I love to read. And remember, as always, in case I say anything that you think might be giving you advice, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. I'm mazske. I share stories on a variety of different things. Okay, so I have 5 books in random order. Okay, I'm not going to recommend one single book over any other book. Okay, oops, trying to shake the camera too much. This first book, I don't know how many of you have read this one or listened to it, because remember, all books, and I will put links below to each of these books on Amazon, and you can get them in Audible, paperback, some in hardcover. I wouldn't recommend hardcover, it's the most expensive. Audible is usually the cheapest, paperback is next cheapest. Depends on if you like to listen or read. If you're working a job, if you're a police officer driving around and you're not listening to my videos on YouTube, I got a hair sticking out there, then you can get some books on Audible and listen to some books while you're driving. It's just a suggestion. All right, so anyway, the first book, without any more delay, is one that was sent to me by one of these. It's a book. Stories on, I think, 30 some different people. I guess I should tell you the book. 38 chapters. It's called The One Thing That Changed Everything. It has some of the pictures on the front, has pictures of the folks on the back. It's the one thing that changed everything. And what did I just say? It's 38 chapters, I think. It's a small book, thin, but they tell the story of each of these people. Okay, one of them autographed the book and sent it to me. I was trying to find it. Excuse me. Should have bookmarked. Oh, there it is, right on the first page. Right on the first page, it was autographed and sent to me. So a couple of these people, Kyle Wilson is the first one they show here. One name that jumped out at me when I saw it was Todd Stottlemyre. You probably wouldn't recognize that name unless you're a baseball fan. Todd Stottlemyre was a pitcher. It says here he's a 3 times World Series winning pitcher. So he played in the World Series 3 times. I think he played back when I was a teenager, maybe, or maybe my 20s. Who else we got here? Ron White, 2 times U.S. memory champion, speaker. Frank McCahey, author, speaker, coach, benefits broker. I'm not going to read all the different people to you. There's 38 of them. See if anyone else jumps out to me. Gary Pinkerton. Recognize his Pinkerton name? Let me find another one real quick here. I think, who would you all recognize? Who would you recognize? I don't know. So let's pick one. Chapter 10, Evidence of Success by Robert Helms. Chapter 26, here's one for Chris, newbie investor. The engineer who escaped the rat race and achieved escape velocity. Lane Kawakoka. I'm not saying his name right. That's Lane right down there. He's the one that autographed the book and sent it to me. All right, that's book number 1. I recommend you get this book if you haven't gotten it. See if I can set it there without falling somewhere. This next book, I love this book. I love all these books. All right, this next book is Building Wealth One House at a Time by John W. Schaub. Okay, John Schaub, I've never been in contact with him. He's been interviewed on Chad Carson's channel. Okay, John initially wrote the first edition of this book. It says in here back in 2005. So 2005, Building Wealth One House at a Time. Okay, his first chapter title, How Buying One House at a Time Can Make You Wealthy. One house at a time can make you wealthy. Then he goes on, buying the house will make you the most money. Real estate bubbles, crashes, and cycles. Chapter 3, Real Estate Bubbles, Crashes, and Cycles. That might be an interesting one to read. Finding opportunities that others miss. Borrowing without going to a bank. Making the offer. Knowing when to sell and how to sell. getting your houses free and clear, making it big on little deals. One house at a time. I highly recommend you read this book if you haven't read it or listened to it, etc., etc. I recommend you read all these books or listen to them if you haven't. All right, the third book in this list of 5, all in random order, similar title, is One Rental at a Time by Michael Zuber. I've had Michael Zuber on my channel. Michael Zuber has helped me a lot. I appreciate everything he has done for me. Let me see what his chapters are real quick. His chapters are kind of broad. Phase 1, jump into the game. Phase 2, do your homework. Phase 3, the real estate crash. Phase 4, hit the pause button. 21 key topics that every investor needs to understand. My journey after retirement, 1 year later, 11 key ideas. Okay, I just skimmed through the contents there. It's another good book. He details, there's a picture of him. All right, he details how one rental at a time allowed him to retire, financially independent and retire at the age of 45. And he is an investor, still is an investor in California, one of the most expensive states to invest in. So One Rental at a Time by Michael Zuber. All right, we are over halfway done. We're 3/5 of the way done. 2 books left to go. Which one should I do next? Which one? All right, here we go. All right, the 4th book I'm showing, these aren't in any order again, they're random order. It's another good one. It's a thicker one than some of the others. It's the book on rental property investing by Brandon Turner. You recognize the name Brandon Turner, don't you? Brandon Turner works for Bigger Pockets. I think he's pulled back a little. I very seldom look at Bigger Pockets anymore. I think he's pulling back a little bit with his duties, I think. But this is another great book. I have several books by Brandon Turner, some by David Green. Josh, I think I have a book by, do I have a book by Josh? I might, I can't remember. I have multiple books, probably half a dozen books that I got from Bigger Pockets. They are available on Amazon. Once again, I will put all the links for Amazon down below. With Bigger Pockets books, though, if you buy them off the Bigger Pockets site, you might pay more, but you usually will get bonus content like maybe some videos or whatever you may get. I haven't looked at the site for a while. They may have changed their offers. But cheaper price, if you're trying to be frugal, is always usually on Amazon. All right, so the book on rental property investing by Brandon Turner. I'm not going to read all these chapters to you because there's 20 chapters and each one has like subsections to it. But it's Why I Love Rental Properties, the 5 Keys to Rental Property Success, 4 sample plans. Like here's one sample plan: how to make $1 million through rental properties, building wealth through single family homes, house hacking. Watch Millennial Mike's videos with me or Robbie. The very first interview I did with Robbie, bought my triplex. He is now house hacking. How to make $100,000 per year using the BRRRR strategy, and so on. And he covers a lot of stuff. If you have never invested in real estate, those first 3 books are good. The very first one is more of you hear stories of different people, what changed their life, okay? But if you want a broad overview with some details of how to invest in real estate, this is a very good one. All right, it's a very good one. It's thicker, covers a lot of material. It's good. All the books by Bigger Pockets are good books. All right, this last book, I really love this book too. This is Retire Early with Real Estate by Chad Carson. Chad Carson, I've had Chad talk to one of my groups on Zoom. I forget which group it was now. Might have been my real estate meetup group a while back. I've been in touch with him. I emailed him. I email him occasionally. I asked him. He interviewed a couple on his channel who I hope to get on my channel one day. But Retire Early with Real Estate. What I like about this book, let me flip to the table of contents. He has 26 chapters and an appendix. Okay. And at the end of each chapter, he has a profile of an individual. So I am not positive off the top of my head if there's 26 different individuals. They'll probably say it somewhere here. But that's the cool thing. He talks about the cycles, business life cycle, fulfillment curve. He does profiles of early retirees. Chad is one who, When he graduated college, his father, if I remember right, was a doctor. And Chad, as he started college, thought he might major in biology and become a doctor, I think, if I got my facts straight. But when he graduated with his undergraduate degree, he went to Clemson, and he was a linebacker on the football team. Okay, but when he graduated, he decided he didn't want to work, and he got into real estate. But of course, he did work, and he had a partner, someone he had met. I don't know who his partner is, and they started buying properties. That's been his business since he was 22 years old. Back in 2017, I think it was, he's married now. He has 2 girls. Don't hold me to this, 38-ish. Back in 2017, his family, they went to Ecuador for 17 months and lived in Ecuador. His wife was a Spanish teacher, and their children, 2 daughters, went to a school in Ecuador where it was taught in Spanish. They were young then, in elementary school. So they experienced that 17 months living in a different culture. He is now going to, or he might be, we're in May, I don't think he's there yet, I'm not sure. But now he's going to go to Spain and stay there for, I forget what he said, 1.5 years, 2 years. So the family, once again, has gone to another Spanish-speaking country, Spain, and they're going to live there because he is financially independent. The 4 real estate books I talked about, all of those folks are financially independent through real estate. I am financially independent through real estate. I now live in South Florida because of my real estate investing. Others live in various places because real estate investing in general, but more specifically real estate investing, gives you options. It opens doors for you. Financial independence is a buzzword with the young folks nowadays. It was a buzzword in 1999 when I found it, and I was a younger guy. Okay, it's a buzzword. But financial independence is a journey. It does not happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 6 months. It doesn't happen in a year. It takes 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's a journey. But if you don't get started, you will never get there. If you don't take that first step, you will never get there. If you take the first step and buy your first rental property, it's the hardest one to buy because you don't know what you're doing. And you can watch all the YouTube videos you want. You can read all the books you want. But until you do it, you got to do it. All right? You don't get stuck analyzing. You got to do it. Even if your first deal isn't the best deal, if you learn from it, it's a success. It's a success. You got to learn because we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I had to evict my very first tenant. It stressed me out big time. Okay? So you got to have grit. You got to persevere. You got to just proceed forward. And at times, especially if you're younger and you get started at times, you might get stuck a little bit. You might say, oh man, I can't save up the down payment. Or, oh man, I can't find a good deal. Take a deep breath. Relax. Just relax. And don't stress about it. It's not a competition. If you're 25 years old, you don't have to be financially independent by the time you're 30. What are you going to do? Okay? Sure, you can figure it out what you want to do. But don't stress about it. Some positives of working a job is you get a paycheck. You may get health insurance. You may make friends. You can network. When you become financially independent, if you walk away from work, like I did, and move to a brand new area, like I did, you have to provide your own health insurance. You have to build up your local network. If you get to be older like me, you need an eye doctor, you need a general doctor, you need a dermatologist, etc., a dentist, etc. You need to find a local bank. You need, what stores do you shop in? Where do you go to? Where's the bad neighborhoods? Where's the good neighborhoods? Etc. It's a learning process, okay? But it's not hard. But if you move away from family the first time, you might get homesick. Okay, no matter what age you are, you might get homesick. So think about all that before you take this leap. But the journey to financial independence, I know a friend of mine, he's in his mid-30s, shout out Will. Works in law enforcement. I think he has 4 rental properties now, or does he have 5? I can't keep everybody straight. And he struggles at times, I know, because he's not getting all the rent for his houses. His job doesn't pay a lot. He wants to move down where I'm at, but yet, he has family there. Buddy, life's a struggle, life's a journey. You're in your mid-30s. When I was in my mid-30s, money was tight. My belt was pulled tight. I had 2 kids. My life revolved around my children. Okay, but money was tight. Our Christmas presents were small. We had stay-at-home vacations 1 or 2 years. We had camping vacations, sleeping in a tent, because that was all we could afford. That was all we could afford, because we were paying for our kids for swim classes and baseball and running shoes and running sticks. Like, other videos, I have a link to a muscle rolling stick. I found out about that from my boys who were runners. A lot of the runners roll their muscles. So at any age you are, if you get aches and pains, find that link. It's in most of my videos. It won't be in this video. Get yourself a roller stick, 10, 20 bucks. It can change your life physically. Seriously. I'm not joking about this. If you get muscle aches and pains, one of those rolling sticks, it can change your life. And it's cheaper than going to a doctor. Okay? So 5 books. 4 of them more specifically deal with real estate. 1 just is more of a motivational book with however many different people in that book. They're all good books to read. I can't say buy one, buy this one, buy that one. Get them all. Roughly less than $100, you can buy all 5 books. I didn't total it up, but some of them were like 12 bucks. So the most expensive might be 27, 20, 13, 15, something like that. They're all 100 bucks. You can get them all. Okay, links will be below. If you're the first person watching this, the links may not be there just yet. I have to do something on a computer to put the links there, so it'll take me a little bit to get them there. Okay, all right, good enough. I'm going to wrap this up. It's a Sunday. Happy Mother's Day again to everyone. Enjoy yourself wherever you're at. Nothing special planned for me. I will go swimming at some point. Probably will go for a walk at some point. I'm not going to kayak because my dock is not quite finished where I can launch kayak from it, but it should be finished tomorrow where I can launch that kayak. Easier than I could do before. So y'all take care, stay safe, do start investing, take that first step, and Mazske is signing out.